You walk into your favorite fast food spot expecting the perfection shown in commercials: crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and freshly made meals crafted with care. But the reality hits hard: limp sandwiches, shrunken portions, and food that looks nothing like the ads. Between glossy marketing and your disappointing tray lies a billion-dollar deception that fast food corporations don't want you to see. These aren't occasional mistakes or bad luck. They're calculated strategies built to maximize profit while delivering the bare minimum. Every soggy bun and watered-down drink is the result of corporate systems designed to mislead customers who trust that what they see is what they'll get. Today, we're exposing 7 fast food giants that have turned manipulation into a business model. Brands that built empires on false promises, inflated claims, and marketing illusions. By the end, you'll see how they've been selling lies disguised as value meals. Number 7. Chipotle. The burrito chain that built its reputation on fresh ingredients and generous portions has quietly transformed into a masterclass in portion control psychology and ingredient manipulation that would make a casino proud. What started as a legitimate alternative to traditional fast food has evolved into an overpriced illusion that preys on health-conscious consumers willing to pay premium prices for what they believe is premium food. The most glaring deception involves portion sizes that have systematically shrunk while prices continue climbing at rates that make inflation look modest. Longtime customers notice the difference immediately. Bowls that once provided satisfying meals now leave diners searching for additional food within hours. The company trains employees to use specific scooping techniques that create the appearance of generous portions while actually delivering significantly less food than customers expect. Behind the scenes, Chipotle's supply chain reveals the truth about those supposedly fresh ingredients. Much of what customers assume gets prepared daily actually arrives pre-packaged from industrial suppliers. The guacamole that commands premium pricing comes from processing facilities, not from avocados mashed in individual restaurants. Salsa components arrive pre-diced and pre-seasoned, eliminating the fresh preparation that justifies the elevated cost structure. Employee training videos obtained through former workers expose systematic instruction on portion reduction techniques disguised as consistency protocols. Workers learn to position serving spoons at specific angles that minimize actual food delivery while maintaining visual satisfaction. The famous double-scoop protein portions that once distinguished Chipotle from competitors now require explicit customer requests and often face resistance from staff trained to discourage additional servings. Marketing campaigns continue promoting farm-to-table freshness, while corporate procurement contracts tell a different story. Ingredient suppliers operate massive processing facilities that prepare, package, and ship standardized portions designed for maximum shelf life rather than optimal flavor or nutrition. The premium pricing structure that customers accept based on perceived quality becomes impossible to justify when examining actual ingredient costs and preparation methods. Number 6. Subway. The sandwich empire that conquered the world through health-focused marketing has become ground zero for ingredient scandals and misleading nutritional claims that make their famous spokesperson controversies seem insignificant by comparison. The chain that convinced millions of customers they were making healthy choices has systematically deceived consumers about everything, from protein content to bread composition, while maintaining aggressive expansion built on fundamentally dishonest premises. The tuna controversy represents just the tip of a much larger deception iceberg. Laboratory testing revealed that Subway's tuna contains little to no actual tuna DNA, raising questions about what protein customers actually receive when ordering their most popular sandwich options. The company's defensive responses and legal maneuvering suggest knowledge of ingredient problems that extend far beyond isolated supply chain issues. Subway's bread formulation contains sugar levels that disqualify it from being legally classified as bread in multiple countries. The health-conscious customers who choose Subway specifically to avoid processed foods unknowingly consume products with sugar content comparable to dessert items. Marketing materials continue emphasizing wholesome ingredients, while actual recipes rely heavily on preservatives, artificial flavors, and chemical additives that contradict the fresh-baked image. Portion standardization has transformed sandwich assembly into a carefully choreographed performance designed to minimize ingredient costs while maintaining customer satisfaction. Employees receive extensive training on meat placement techniques that create visual fullness while delivering significantly less protein than advertised weights suggest. Vegetable portions follow similar protocols, with specific guidelines for distributing small amounts across sandwich surfaces to maximize perceived value. The franchise model creates additional opportunities for cost cutting that directly impact food quality. Individual operators face pressure to reduce ingredient costs while maintaining corporate mandated pricing structures. The result is systematic corner cutting on everything from meat quality to vegetable freshness that transforms the Subway experience into a lottery where customers never know what quality level they'll actually receive. Number 5. Burger King. The home of the Whopper has built its entire marketing strategy around flame-grilled perfection and generous burger construction that bears absolutely no resemblance to the products actually served in restaurants. The disconnect between advertising imagery and reality has become so extreme that customers have initiated class action lawsuits alleging systematic false advertising practices that violate consumer protection laws. Television commercials showcase thick, juicy patties with perfect grill marks, fresh lettuce, ripe tomatoes, and buns that maintain their structural integrity. Restaurant reality delivers flat, overcooked meat discs with artificial grill markings, wilted vegetables, and compressed buns that disintegrate before customers can finish their meals. The visual deception is so consistent across locations that it clearly represents corporate policy rather than individual restaurant failures. The flame grilling process that distinguishes Burger King from competitors has been mechanized and accelerated to the point where actual flame contact becomes minimal. Conveyor belt systems move patties past heat sources so quickly that the distinctive smoky flavor comes primarily from liquid smoke additives rather than actual grilling. The char marks that appear in advertisements are often applied using specialized equipment designed to create visual appeal without the time investment required for genuine flame grilling. Burger assembly protocols prioritize speed over accuracy, resulting in sandwiches that rarely match the careful construction shown in marketing materials. Employees work under time pressures that make proper ingredient placement impossible, while managers focus on drive-through speed metrics rather than food quality standards. The famous flame-grilled taste that customers expect gets replaced by mass-produced uniformity that eliminates the cooking variations that once made each burger unique. The "Have it your way" slogan promises customization freedom that restaurant operations cannot actually deliver. Complex modification requests overwhelm kitchen systems designed for standardized assembly, leading to order errors, extended wait times, and customer frustration that contradicts the flexibility message. The personalization that built Burger King's brand identity has become operationally impossible while marketing continues promoting unlimited customization options. Number 4. Starbucks. The coffee giant that transformed casual caffeine consumption into a lifestyle brand has perfected the art of charging premium prices for watered-down drinks while convincing customers they're receiving artisanal craftsmanship. What appears to be customizable beverage creation is actually a sophisticated system of portion manipulation designed to maximize profit margins while delivering minimal actual coffee content. The espresso-to-milk ratios that define Starbucks beverages have steadily shifted toward cheaper ingredients, while prices continue escalating beyond reasonable market rates. A grande latte that once contained multiple shots of espresso now relies heavily on steamed milk and foam to create volume without proportional caffeine content. Customers paying premium prices for coffee-based drinks receive products that contain less actual coffee than basic drip preparations available at convenience stores for a fraction of the cost. Ice has become Starbucks' most profitable ingredient, with cold beverages containing such excessive quantities that actual drink volume shrinks to levels that would embarrass traditional restaurants. The standard iced coffee that fills a venti cup contains more frozen water than liquid beverage, yet pricing reflects full-strength preparation methods. Customers requesting light ice face resistance from baristas trained to maintain ice-to-liquid ratios that prioritize cost savings over customer satisfaction. Seasonal menu manipulations represent perhaps the most cynical aspect of Starbucks' pricing strategy. Limited-time offerings command inflated prices that bear no relationship to actual ingredient costs, while creating artificial urgency that pressures customers into immediate purchases. The pumpkin spice phenomenon that generates millions in revenue relies on synthetic flavoring that costs pennies per serving, while commanding price premiums that exceed the cost of actual spice ingredients by thousands of percent. The mobile ordering system has enabled portion inconsistencies that would be impossible with face-to-face transactions. Drinks prepared for pickup lack the visual accountability that prevents obvious shortchanging, allowing locations to reduce ingredient quantities without immediate customer awareness. The convenience that customers value becomes a vehicle for systematic underdelivery that increases profit margins while decreasing actual value received. Barista training emphasizes speed over accuracy, resulting in customization requests that get ignored or simplified without customer notification. The elaborate drink modifications that Starbucks marketing promotes as creative expression become operational impossibilities during peak hours when throughput metrics override quality standards. Customers pay customization premiums for standard preparations disguised through superficial presentation changes. Number 3. Popeyes. The Louisiana chicken chain that once captured lightning in a bottle with its viral chicken sandwich now finds itself exposed as one of the most cynical case studies in modern fast food manipulation. What began as a cultural moment, lines wrapped around blocks, viral memes, and social media frenzy, has devolved into a textbook example of how corporate greed can transform genuine excitement into systematic customer exploitation. The famous chicken sandwich wasn't just a product success. It was a marketing phenomenon that Popeyes has spent years trying and failing to replicate. Instead of using that momentum to improve operations and build lasting customer loyalty, corporate leadership weaponized the hype to introduce hidden fees, shrink portions, and quietly raise prices while maintaining an illusion of affordability. What looks like a value meal on paper quickly unravels at the register. Popeye's menu itemization strategy forces customers to buy sides, sauces, and drinks separately, inflating costs far beyond competitor equivalents. A $4.99 sandwich easily becomes a $10 meal once the real math is done. Even the so-called combo deals are engineered to appear budget-friendly while quietly reducing serving sizes and limiting options that once came standard. Portion control has become an art of deception. Containers designed to look full now conceal smaller chicken pieces, strategically arranged to appear generous while delivering less actual food than ever before. Customers notice the once hearty chicken pieces that justified premium pricing now resemble the size and texture of budget competitors. Meanwhile, the chain's iconic spicy seasoning has been noticeably diluted, its signature flavor now a faint echo of what originally made the brand distinct. Behind the counter, operational decay is unmistakable. Extended wait times, inaccurate orders, and inconsistent food quality plague locations nationwide. Corporate management continues to pour resources into slick marketing campaigns and influencer collaborations, rather than addressing the on-the-ground inefficiencies that define the modern Popeyes experience. The result? Frustrated customers paying more for meals that take longer to receive and taste less satisfying than before? The franchise structure compounds the chaos. Prices vary dramatically from one location to another, sometimes by several dollars for the same meal, without any corresponding improvement in quality or service. Franchisees facing rising ingredient and labor costs pass those burdens directly to customers, while corporate offices maintain plausible deniability. A family dining at Popeyes in one city might pay 25% more than another for smaller portions, slower service, and the same disappointing experience. Even supply chain disruptions have become profit opportunities. When chicken shortages hit, Popeyes didn't lower prices or issue substitutions transparently. Instead, customers continued paying full price for downgraded items while corporate blamed temporary issues. These shortages, rather than being crises to fix, became convenient excuses for quietly cutting corners and padding profit margins. The end result is a brand that used to stand for bold flavor and Southern hospitality now standing for deception and decline. Popeyes has turned its viral fame into a long-term liability, trading authenticity for accounting tricks and customer trust for short-term gains. The irony is that Popeyes didn't need to play these games. It had already won America's attention with food that spoke for itself. But in trying to squeeze every possible dollar from that success, it's lost the very thing that made it special. The lines are gone. The excitement has faded. And all that remains is a once beloved brand serving smaller portions at higher prices to customers who finally realize they've been played. Number 2, McDonald's. The golden arches that defined American fast food have transformed from an affordable family dining option into a corporate laboratory for testing how much customer abuse the market will tolerate before abandoning the brand entirely. The pink slime controversies that once shocked consumers represent just surface-level deceptions compared to the systematic value destruction that has become McDonald's primary business model. Quarter-pounder burgers that once lived up to their weight-based naming now shrink noticeably after cooking while maintaining prices that reflect the original raw specifications. The cooking process that transforms quarter-pound patties into substantially smaller finished products creates a technical loophole that allows accurate pre-cooking weight claims while delivering disappointing post-cooking results. Customers pay for meat quantities they never actually receive. French fry portions have been engineered through container redesign that creates visual fullness while delivering reduced quantities. The iconic red containers that define the McDonald's experience now feature internal structures that displace actual fry volume while maintaining external dimensions that suggest generous servings. The psychological satisfaction of full containers masks the reality of decreased food quantities. The dollar menu evolution into value pricing tiers represents a masterclass in customer manipulation that would impress behavioral psychologists. Items that once provided genuine affordability have been replaced with complex pricing structures that eliminate true budget options while maintaining the illusion of accessible pricing. The mathematical complexity of modern McDonald's pricing prevents customers from accurately calculating value comparisons. All-day breakfast implementation created operational complications that resulted in quality degradation across all menu categories rather than expanded options that benefited customers. The kitchen equipment limitations that prevent simultaneous breakfast and lunch preparation at optimal levels mean that all food suffers quality compromises regardless of ordering time. Drive-thru optimization has prioritized speed metrics over order accuracy, creating systematic errors that force customers to verify purchases before leaving restaurant properties. The convenience that originally attracted customers to drive-thru service has been replaced by quality control responsibilities that transfer corporate operational failures to individual consumers. Mobile app ordering has become another revenue manipulation tool that exploits customer trust through hidden charges and modified portion controls. The convenience of ordering ahead masks systematic upcharges that don't appear until payment processing, while pickup orders receive less scrutiny than counter purchases. Delivery partnerships create additional fee layers that transform affordable menu items into overpriced convenience purchases that would shock customers if the true cost calculations were transparent from the ordering process initiation. The Play Place removal from most locations eliminated family-friendly amenities while maintaining pricing structures that once justified the additional entertainment value. Parents who grew up expecting playground access now pay identical prices for stripped-down dining experiences that offer less value than previous generations received. The cost-cutting measures that improved corporate profit margins transferred directly to customers through reduced amenities without corresponding price adjustments. Quality control standards have been systematically reduced to meet aggressive profit targets that prioritize shareholder returns over customer satisfaction. Food holding times have been extended beyond optimal freshness periods, while temperature requirements have been modified to accommodate longer service windows. The result is food quality that falls below the standards that originally built McDonald's reputation, while prices continue reflecting the service levels that no longer exist. Number 1. KFC. The Colonel's secret recipe has become the fast food industry's greatest lie, a marketing fairy tale that conceals systematic fraud involving pre-cooked frozen chicken, industrial reheating processes, and flavor enhancement chemicals that bear no resemblance to the hand-breaded fresh preparation that built the brand's legendary reputation. The finger-licking good promise has been replaced by corporate deception so comprehensive that customers unknowingly pay premium prices for processed chicken products indistinguishable from grocery store frozen meals. The 11 herbs and spices mythology that drives KFC's brand identity masks a reality where most seasoning comes from liquid flavor injections and chemical coating systems that eliminate traditional preparation methods entirely. Laboratory analysis of KFC chicken reveals synthetic flavor compounds and preservation chemicals that contradict every aspect of the fresh preparation narrative that customers believe they're purchasing. The secret recipe exists primarily in marketing departments rather than restaurant kitchens. Original recipe chicken that supposedly gets hand-breaded and pressure-fried fresh arrives at most locations partially or completely pre-cooked from industrial processing facilities. The pressure fryers that once defined KFC's cooking process now function primarily as reheating units that warm frozen products to serving temperature while creating the illusion of fresh preparation. The distinctive taste and texture that customers associate with KFC's unique cooking methods come from manufacturing processes rather than restaurant preparation. Employee training focuses on reheating protocols and presentation techniques, rather than actual chicken preparation skills that would be necessary for genuine fresh cooking. Workers learn to operate warming equipment and manage holding times for pre-prepared products, while customers assume they're witnessing traditional fried chicken preparation. The theatrical elements of visible kitchen activity mask the reality that most actual cooking occurred in distant processing plants days or weeks before customer purchase. The extra crispy and Nashville hot variations that expand KFC's menu represent different industrial processing methods, rather than distinct preparation techniques that would require different cooking skills or equipment. Each variety gets manufactured using specialized coating systems and chemical treatments that create specific texture and flavor profiles through industrial processes rather than restaurant customization. The menu diversity that appears to offer cooking variety actually demonstrates the sophistication of modern food processing technology. Quality inconsistencies between locations result from variations in reheating procedures and holding time management, rather than differences in cooking skill or ingredient quality that would affect traditional preparation methods. Franchises that follow corporate protocols precisely deliver identical products regardless of local management quality or staff experience levels. The standardization that ensures consistency also eliminates the cooking variations that once made each location's chicken slightly unique. Nutritional content has been modified through processing methods that increase sodium, preservative, and fat levels beyond what traditional pressure frying would produce naturally. The health implications of consuming industrially processed chicken products exceed those associated with restaurant-prepared alternatives, while KFC marketing continues emphasizing traditional cooking methods that would produce healthier results. Customers seeking comfort food alternatives unknowingly consume products with chemical profiles that resemble processed convenience foods rather than restaurant meals. The famous gravy that accompanies KFC meals comes from powder mixes and artificial flavor bases, rather than traditional drippings and stock preparation that would utilize actual cooking byproducts. The sides that once complemented freshly prepared chicken now represent additional processed food items that complete a meal experience built entirely on manufactured products rather than restaurant cooking. The comfort food positioning that attracts customers becomes impossible to justify when examining actual preparation methods and ingredient sources. Pricing structures continue reflecting the labor costs and preparation time that fresh chicken cooking would require, while actual operations eliminate most skilled preparation work through pre-processing arrangements. Customers pay for cooking services that don't occur, while corporate profit margins benefit from reduced labor requirements and simplified operations that maintain revenue levels through pricing legacy, rather than value delivery. The franchise agreements that govern individual locations require adherence to processing and reheating protocols that prevent operators from implementing genuine fresh preparation, even if they possessed the skills and motivation to provide superior products. The system-wide commitment to processed chicken distribution eliminates any possibility for quality differentiation between locations while maintaining uniform pricing that suggests consistent value delivery across all markets. Drive-through service that emphasizes speed over quality becomes possible only through pre-preparation systems that eliminate actual cooking time from the customer weight calculations. The convenience that customers value depends entirely on industrial processing that occurs off-site rather than restaurant efficiency that would maintain food quality while reducing service time. The operational model that enables fast service fundamentally contradicts the fresh preparation narrative that justifies premium pricing compared to other chicken alternatives. The evidence against these 7 franchises is overwhelming. This isn't about occasional mistakes or isolated bad locations. It's about corporate systems built on deception. These chains have turned misleading marketing into standard business practice, selling inflated promises while quietly cutting quality, portions, and value. Every ad showing fresh ingredients and handcrafted meals masks an industrial operation designed for maximum profit at minimum integrity. Regulators and consumer agencies remain largely powerless, constrained by outdated laws and corporate lobbying that keeps real accountability out of reach. Settlements and lawsuits appear occasionally, but the penalties amount to pocket change compared to the billions these companies earn through systematic manipulation. Social media has stripped away the illusion, exposing the gulf between glossy marketing and disappointing reality. Yet millions still return, numb to deception that's become normalized as just how fast food works. The truth is simple: these brands no longer serve customers, they exploit them. They've traded authenticity for advertising and quality for cost-cutting. Your money, your health, and your trust deserve better than this charade. The era of blind loyalty to corporate food giants is ending. The next generation of consumers is demanding honesty, freshness, and real value. And these exposed franchises will either adapt or vanish. The curtain has been pulled back. The lies are visible. And the only question left is whether you'll keep paying for the illusion.